Don't do your best, do what's required. Today, I'm going to talk about why your best, in many cases, is not good enough, so you need to make your best better. My name is Blaze Asayan, and I help young men break bad habits, build confidence, and develop self-esteem. Today, I want to discuss why, whenever you tell yourself to try your best, why, that isn't actually enough to get where you want to go if you want massive things in your life. Your best often isn't good enough. Your best needs to get better. And you're probably asking yourself, how can you get better than your best? Well, every year, every day we get better, right? So our best is constantly changing. When you tell yourself, I'm just going to do my best. No, you need to do what's required. If you want to get to where you want to go, there's no other way around it. Doing your best just simply isn't enough. I've been told all the time, oh, you're doing your best. Don't be so hard on yourself. You're doing your best. No, that's not good enough because I'm not where I want to be yet, right? And of course, for certain goals in life, you need to have a long enough time horizon, right? You can't expect to go from where you are now to where you want to be just like that. It's going to take time, of course. But don't listen to the people who are saying, just do your best, just try your best. No, whenever I hear that, I think to myself, you know what? If I just tried my best, then I would stop when I felt like I'm at my best, rather than stopping when I've actually followed through and done what I said needed to do, right? Like done, if I have a certain objective for a day and I don't reach it, I don't just say, oh, I did my best. No, I keep going until it gets done. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how late I stay up. Doesn't matter how much I have to do. I do it until it gets done. There's no other way around it. And this is something that I heard from Alex Hormozi, which is someone who I really look up to. Someone who has been very successful in the business world. And he said that, often your best is just simply not good enough. So you need to make your best better. And I know I've repeated myself in this video, but I wanted to emphasize to you this point. I want you to drill it into your head. So whenever you're thinking to yourself, man, I'm tired. I think I've done enough. I've given it all I've got. No, you've got more in the tank. Often, I believe that humans often only exert about 60% of the energy that they actually have inside of them, right? Like we only go maybe a little bit over halfway, but we still have a lot in the tank and you have a lot more to give. Trust me. If you're sleeping for 9 hours a night and cut it down, man, cut it down. I know sleep's important, but I heard Arnold Schwarzenegger, someone else who I really look up to, say, some people say they need 8 hours of sleep. Make it 6, right? Because we only have so much time in our lives to accomplish big dreams, right? You're sleeping 8 hours, that's a third of your life. If you're sleeping 6 hours, it's a quarter of your life. I wouldn't push it any lower than that because you're not going to get your best output by sleeping under 6 hours. But, I always tell myself whenever I'm feeling super frustrated, whenever things aren't working out like I thought they would be, and I'm not achieving what I thought I'd achieve, I have it written down on a piece of paper. Don't do your best. Do what's required, right? That's the only way we're going to get to where we want to go, by doing what's required. And what's required is hard in any aspect of life. You want to, get in good shape? Man, you got to put in the sweat equity. You got to go into the gym every single day and push and eat clean. And, that's a requirement to get in good shape. You want to make a lot of money, you got to put in the reps. You want to get really good at sales, put in the reps. Do what's required. Another quote that I love is that, volume negates luck, right? With enough volume, luck doesn't come into play anymore. because you will inevitably be good at something if you do it enough times. If you just keep doing it over and over and over and over again, it will happen. But you just got to be willing to put in the reps and push yourself every single day to do what's required. These past few days have been rough for me in terms of this concept, right? Constantly telling myself, oh, you're doing your best, but you're not getting what you want. So clearly you're not doing what's required. You may be doing your best. You may be working, theoretically, like you think you're working, but you're not actually working, not actually getting anything done. You're just saying that you're working. And, you might think you're being productive, but you're not being productive. You're just being busy. That's what I've been doing. And I got to change that. I've learned a lot this year. I've done some great things, in my life, personal life, and I made a lot of big decisions this year, but I've been busy, not productive, and that's going to change moving forward because I'm no longer going to do my best. I'm going to do what's required to get what I want in my life, and that is a promise that I made to myself, and I will stay committed to it. I want to thank you for watching today's video. I really hope that this video struck a chord in you. If you're young or if you're old, doesn't matter, but I'm especially speaking to young men right now. If you're a young man, you have that desire for power and to do amazing things in your life, to achieve massive things. You can't do your best. Don't listen to people who tell you to do your best. You do what is required, and then you do even more than that. Because often, you're behind. You're behind the people who you want to be like, obviously. So you're going to have to do what's required to get to where they are, and more. And more. If you want to achieve it younger, then do what's required times 2. And, that's going to cut into certain areas of your life. That's just a fact. I already know that ahead of time, that certain areas of my life are just going to get more attention than others. I don't believe in the whole idea of a balanced life. This year, I have not lived a balanced life. I've just put my head down and learned and been reading, and, maybe I have not put enough attention on certain important areas of my life, but I've proved to myself that I'm willing to sacrifice, and I'm willing to do things that most people aren't willing to do. And that gives me a great deal of power within myself, understanding that I can do anything I set my mind to. So, waking up at 4:30 in the morning every single day this year, including Sundays, reading books every single day, cutting out rap music, meditating, no smoking, no drinking, no vaping, no drugs, none of that, right? These are choices that I've made, and I've stuck to it consistently. No caffeine, right? At the snap of my finger, I can do whatever I tell my mind to do. And right now, I'm focused on finalizing the last piece of the puzzle, which is the financial piece. I'm 20 years old, and I'm not waiting till I get out of college to get there. There's just no more waiting for me. And people tell me to be patient. No, there's no more waiting. I have to finalize this piece because it consumes my mind. And I know it's going to take time to build up the wealth that I want in my life, but I got to start now, and I got to start making some money. And that's what I'm going to do. So don't do your best, do what's required. Thank you for being here. I want you to check out the Discipline Institute in the description. If you don't know already, that's my coaching program where I help young men break bad habits, build confidence, and develop self-esteem. And you can also check out my Instagram in the description as well. I post there pretty often. And yeah, thank you for being here today. I hope this fired you up, and yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye.